So today we're going to be talking about gymphobia. What's going on, guys? Billy Smith here with Make a Decision Fitness, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, again, switching up, is going to be a bit different. It's not a vlog, it's not going to have any gym sort of stuff in it. It's going to be me just talking to the camera about a topic that I feel is very important and needs to be discussed. It's going to be pretty raw. I'm not going to edit it too much, but you know, I'll wait and see. So today we're going to be talking about gymphobia. Now, I tried to find a proper definition of gymphobia when I googled it, but nothing really came up, so I kind of just put it in my own words. Gymphobia is basically just a fear of the gym. Now, I believe it's mainly down to 2 points, like embarrassment and intimidation. Those to me are the two main reasons where it comes from, but that essentially is what it is. It's a fear of the gym. And the reason I'm standing here talking about it is because I watch a lot of YouTube fitness, and I have follow a lot of creators, and I don't feel this topic has been really talked about or brought up. Surprisingly, considering my personal experience, it's probably one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't reach their fitness goals or don't go for it, because they are afraid of stepping in the gym for one reason or another. And I understand that from personal experience, because when I was starting out, was afraid of the gym. I'll talk about in my transformation video how when I was playing football with Dunfermline, went to the gym once. I tried to dumbbell bench press, and there were people around me who could do more, etc. And I was terrified, and I just dropped. I didn't want to ever go back into a gym. That was me, and still, when I first started, I was kind of going up, even up to a year into it, I still had that sort of fear. Luckily I overcame it, and now I can openly video myself in front of people in the gym, which still to me is crazy. Anyway, I'm going off track. But again, I think it's a very important topic, so I want to open up sort of the conversation. But the main point of the video is me talking through personal experience and how you can try and get over or maybe ignore that fear that you have if you are someone who struggles with this. And I'm going to be looking at it from two main points of view. One, from the point of view of a beginner, or someone who maybe doesn't really take the gym that seriously. You go to the gym to exercise, to keep yourself a good level of fitness, but it's not your main priority. You're not looking to properly excel or anything. It's just more like maintaining. But yeah, from that point of view, and then the point of view of someone more experienced, like myself, like a regular gym goer who looks to constantly try and better themselves, and does take a bit more seriously. So again, I'm going to be kind of talking about it from, I've got this little notepad here with a basic structure, so if you see me kind of you can't see that because of the light, but if you see me looking down there, that's what I'm looking at. But the main sort of ways I look at it now, the fear of going into the gym, gymphobia, comes from mainly, I'd say, fear of embarrassment, so fear of messing up, or fear from intimidation, seeing other people and feeling very insecure due to seeing maybe bigger guys in the gym or better looking or fitter people than you in the gym. And yeah, those are the two main points. So the first one, fear of embarrassment. Now, if you are a beginner looking to go into the gym and try to better yourself and get stronger and get fitter, etc., you probably are at a low experience level. You don't know that much about it, you don't understand a lot about it, and you might be at that point where you just go in and you grab and try anything, but you don't really know, and you're a bit nervous about that. Now, the thing is, guys, there's so much information out there. If you're a beginner, when I started, all I did was watch YouTube videos. I looked on the internet. I kind of took what I knew from my friends and learned from them. I kind of built my own little sort of program. So if you're a beginner who is scared about going into the gym because you feel like you won't do things properly, literally go on YouTube or go on Google and type in upper body workout, lower body workout, and just keep like looking through it and looking through it. If you take that time, it can be like 5-10 minutes, it could be 20 minutes. Take some time to actually learn about it. And you don't need to know the most, you don't need to know extreme amount, but watch how to perform exercise properly. And then once you've had that basic knowledge, you're not going to go in and do every exercise completely perfectly straight away, because you need to learn that. That's why weightlifting and weight training is a skill, because it takes time to master. That's, people talk about mind muscle connection. It's that ability to move your body, mainly during compound movements, as one to perform it correctly. So you're gonna have to go in, and unfortunately the only way to get over it is take what you've learned and practice it. Trial and error. That's it. Like, I have failed so many times in the gym. I have done so many things wrong. It's unbelievable. But you need to do that. Of course, be safe, practice, and learn the basics and go from there. But the only way to do it is to try things out. Try that new exercise you want to try out. You might not get the form the first time. You might not feel that it's great, but don't be completely embarrassed by it. You have went in there and tried. Anyone that goes into the gym is actively trying to better themselves and reach a goal, mostly. If you're someone who is just trying to stay relatively fit, fair enough. But if you're someone who's trying to get better, you're in there for a reason. You're in there for a good purpose. There shouldn't be any judgment there. Unfortunately, there is. Hence why I'm making this video. But you're going to have to go in and try things. If there's a new exercise you want to try, which you want to incorporate, you're going to have to try it. When I first started deadlifting and squatting, my form was not worth recording, put it that way. And it took me time to perfect it. Not even perfect it. I still have issues with my form, but get better at it. And now I'm at a point, after a bunch of trial and error, that I feel comfortable with it. So that's my advice for that. You have to, get a basic knowledge, and then you've got to trial and error. You've got to try and work at it to get by that. And eventually you will get to a confidence level where you do feel comfortable, and you will get better with that, like, mind muscle connection and the ability to perform different exercises. Eventually, exercise that you probably used to look at and think that will be solid to try, it won't be. You'll pick it up relatively quickly, but it only comes through trial and error. Now the second one, again from the point of view of a beginner, the intimidation side. Now this is a big one. I know, obviously I'm a guy, so I look at the point of view from guys, but I know a lot of women as well. The intimidation side of the gym is huge, because when you go in as a beginner, there's always going to be people who are more experienced than you, lift more than you, are fitter than you, look better than you, and you go in and you can feel very insecure. A lot of people, a lot of time, it's about how they look. Some people, it's how they perform in the gym, and because you go in and you compare yourself to the biggest guy, the fittest girl, or whatever. And this is a hard one, because it's one of these things where I'm just going to be like, you just have to do this, and it's not that simple. Okay, you don't just go in, and it's easier said than done. Just be like, oh, ignore it. I just ignore it. It's fine. It's not that simple. It's never been that simple. If that's simple, everyone would just be like, oh, I'll just ignore the fact that I'm intimidated by that. Okay. I wouldn't say try and ignore it. The best way I'd probably put it is focus on yourself. It's not about anyone else. You don't have the same goals, you're not the same person, you're at completely different, levels. Like, you can't compare your day 1 to someone's day 301, 401, some people 1001 or whatever. You can't compare yourself to them, because you're at a completely different stage. If I used to walk in the gym and I used to compare myself to my friends all the time, and they'd be lifting more than me, and because and I would hate it, especially because I'm a very competitive person, and it would put me off, because it's like, I don't want them to be better. I don't want to be put down because they're better than me. But eventually I realised that it didn't matter when I first started, the fact that I was doing dumbbell bench and I was doing 14s, right, and I got 3 sets of 10. And then 2 weeks later, I remember going and I got 16s for 3 sets of 10. And I was delighted. I was elated, because it didn't matter the fact that my mate could do 20s, or my mate could do 24s or 32s. The fact is, I tried that before. I wouldn't have been able to do that, but I eventually could. And that feeling made me realise, right, it's not about anyone else. I need to almost just go in my own little bubble. I stopped looking at other guys and what they were lifting, little things like that, not seeking things that would make me feel bad. Because a lot, they go in and they look around and they're actively observing for someone to compare themselves to. Just try and stop that. I'm not going to say you're going to be able to do it straight away, but try, please try. Because the thing is, right, the guy or the girl you're comparing yourself to, they will be comparing themselves to someone at a higher level than them. I'm really trying to tell you this because it is so true. Like, I don't look at the person who's maybe lifting less than me or whatever and maybe judge them and think, oh, they're weak or whatever. I don't, I compare myself to people who are higher than above me. Maybe people who have followed me for a while, they've seen my progress and they think like, oh, I'm at such a good level, blah, blah. But there are people I watch, I know, who are at levels that are streaks and streaks ahead of me. And you never, this game, right, this fitness thing, it's a never-ending process. Like, you get to a certain level, there's someone already way ahead of you, and you want to get to the next and the next. No matter what level you get to, you never just end up satisfied. At least in my opinion, you constantly want more. So, the person you're staring at is probably staring at someone else. So everyone is in the same boat with that, but the only thing you can do is focus on yourself. You can only be better than you, You're not going to suddenly be able to step on a platform and do a 200 kilo deadlift all of a sudden. It doesn't happen like that. It takes time, it takes work, but you got to remember it's compared to the person you were before. Now this kind of leads me on to the other point of view from maybe someone who's more experienced, the person you think might be judging you for what you're doing, okay? Maybe people look at me or whatever and think that I'm judging them in the gym. And from that experience, I'm not. I mean, I can't speak for everyone. There are guys in there, there are people in there who are awful and they go in and they're actively they will judge people. But the thing is, they won't say anything to you. That's the thing, they're not going to hurt you, they're not going to, laugh at you, they shouldn't anyway, or stare at you or whatever. No one's staring at you. That's just really bad behavior. But those people that you maybe are judging you, they have their own issues. If they're sitting there and not focusing on themselves and need to look at you to make them feel better, trust me, they have a lot more going on and they need to sort out more than you, okay? Because again, you're just there trying to do you and get better. So, when I look at a beginner in the gym, or see someone, the only time I'll ever judge someone that's what I view as a beginner isn't, and it's not even like I'm judging them. I'm not saying oh, I'm laughing at you. I get worried when I look at them, maybe they're not training properly or they're doing something with improper form, because I'm worried they're going to hurt themselves. That's all. That's the only time I ever look at someone and get concerned, because I'm worried they're going to hurt themselves, or they're not training they could be doing better. And that's where I kind of feel really, especially as I'm actually qualified as a personal trainer, I wish I could go up to them and just be like, and almost kind of look, I'm not trying to put you down, I do this for a living, I just thought maybe this little tip could help you, but I know that if that might come across as you're basically being a dick, and it's really hard, but that's the only time I ever really look at beginners, if they are doing something wrong. And again, I'm not looking at them, laughing at them if they're not doing anything wrong, because they are trying. They're actively trying. And even if they're doing something wrong, it's not most of the time it's not they're doing something awfully wrong. It's just maybe because I'm at a higher level, I'm if he just did that. Because I love seeing people, who go into the gym. I am more inspired by the people who I see, who I think are beginners. Or you see someone maybe that's really overweight, or someone that's really skinny, or whatever, and they're doing something completely properly, and they're trying, they're working hard. That's so cool. You went in there and you're doing that, and you're doing it right, and you're, that will get you towards your goal. I love that. I think that's great. And anyone that judges anyone trying to achieve a goal like that in the gym, I just don't understand it. I really don't. It really gets to me. It really does, and that's why I'm making this video. I'm talking, and I probably haven't given you a complete single answer to getting over it, because there isn't, guys. I always talk about discipline, and I'm sorry, actually I'm not. I'm going to bring it up again. The best way for you to get over that fear, that embarrassment, I've said about trialing it is just keep trying. Keep going in. Keep trying the exercise. Keep trying to get better. It's the only way. You know, it's not just going to suddenly happen. If you look at me, if you literally just go down my Instagram, you look at some of the videos, I'm doing a lot of video is now, like talking cameras that I wouldn't even think of before. You know, I would never have thought that I'd be talking to a camera making YouTube videos. I would never have thought I'd ever have the guts to do anything like this, or, you know, to deadlift and squat. I used to be terrified of those exercises, and the only way I got over it was by trying, by keeping on going, by keeping my discipline and working hard. And that seems to just be the common answer for it all. There isn't a clear one thing that's going to solve it. You just have to keep trying. And that's why, a little side thing, I don't personally agree with gyms that have like separate areas for people to go into that are more like secluded or have certain restrictions on them or whatever. You know, I know places that have like separate smaller areas that are almost like no intimidation zones. Now, I understand it, I get the good behind it, but you're enabling people that enables people not to get over that fear. You know, and you can't discriminate against the people that are more experienced. Like, I'm not sorry when I go to the gym. I'm really trying to work hard and push because I'm at a higher level than you. You know, just as there shouldn't be judgment on the people that are beginners, that are less experienced, there shouldn't be judgment on people who are more experienced. Alright, like, I'm at a level where I'm really trying to push. I'm doing heavy weight and I'm trying to really push myself, and especially when it comes to the grunting, right? Okay, there are people that just like scream and make a ton of noise, which is unnecessary. But see, when you're really, really working hard and you're pushing yourself, sometimes a grunt comes out. Sometimes you have to stand and get in your own head and get hyped up, and you really do that, and it's not fake. You know, not everyone's doing it for show. You do it because you need to do that to really push yourself to get through that set or that rep or whatever. You need to do it. And I used to, even when I got to advanced level, say like year and a half, I used to feel nervous about going to the gym because I felt like a lot of people were looking at me because I was at a more advanced level. Does that not sound crazy? Like, even though at this point I looked pretty decent, I'll put like a photo here of how I looked, I was scared of the fact that everyone was like kind of like maybe looking at me because of that. You know, whether they were admiring or whatever, I still didn't like that because I thought they might think I'm a dick for being at a more advanced level than them, and that's not the way it should be either. But back on the topic like of separate areas in gyms, it doesn't allow you to, you know, get over that fear. You know, that area may be full one time, you're gonna have to go to the bigger area, and you don't because you're scared, and then you just don't work out, and you might not go back. You know, it won't solve anything. You know, you can let me know how you feel about that. It's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I can see that this is running on a good amount of time now. I don't want to bore you with a chat, like just going on and on. But I hope this video maybe gave you some insight and maybe made you feel a bit better, or gave you some ideas of how you can push through that fear you may have so that you can reach your goal. Like, guys, I want you to reach your goal. I really do. You know, I've been there, I know what it's like. But if you really want it, you're going to have to push through it. And just know that if you focus on yourself and remember that all you have to do is be better than yourself. I know it sounds cringy, I know you'll probably hear it all the time, but unfortunately some of these cliches, they're true. They are. But anyway, that's me done. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you have any thoughts on it, or any thoughts about the topic or whatever, leave comments down below. Send me a message, let's have a chat about it. Let me know your story, let me know what you think, and I'll try and help you, because there's only so much I can talk about in a video. And while it's running on for like God knows, because I could chat about this forever. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.